Hey Marvin, how are you? How exciting is it to see you guys play like this? The last couple of games, it looks like it's probably exactly what you guys were looking for. Everybody's sharing the ball and all that. How excited are you and everybody in general to be playing like this?
Um, it feels good to win, man. Everybody's sticking together, playing great basketball, a lot of ball movement, a lot of communication, talking, stuff that we knew we had to get better at, and that we know that we can do. And when we're doing it, we're playing at a high level. So it feels good to get back to playing how we know how to play, and just being able to get back on the right track. Like I said, the season, the highs and lows, and through the tough times, you still got to stay together, still got to focus, still got to continue to work. And I think we're doing a great job at that, staying together and getting back on the right path.
What about your thoughts in general on just Harrison Barnes as a player, as a leader, a veteran, all that? What do you think about him and what he's done since you've been there?
Oh, it was great having HB. It was great having HB on the team. He's been there. He's been, he's won. He's been in playoffs. So it's good to have him around. Just being able to have that guy, like you said, a vet that knows the league, that knows the ins and outs, and how to keep his body healthy, stuff like that. So it's good to have him around and just ask questions and just have him around in general.
Sean Cunningham.
Hey Marvin, just following up on Harrison there. Is this kind of the best stretch you've seen from him as you've been a teammate with him?
Yeah, man, he's playing well, man. He's playing. HB is a great player. Like I said, it's good to have a guy like him on our team that has been in these positions before. He knows what it takes to win. So it's good to see what he's doing for us. He's definitely a big part of the team and what we're doing. So I'm happy for him, and he's doing whatever he can to help the team win.
And for you guys going into tomorrow, do you kind of want a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth from the previous time you face this team? And I know it's not Toronto in January, you get Tampa in January, so that's probably a little bit of a good trade. But do you want that kind of bad taste going into this game?
For sure. They got us pretty good at home, so it's gonna be a big game tomorrow. I think everybody knows that, and I think we're gonna come in locked in and ready to go from jump. So I'm excited. I think we all remember what happened, so it'll be good to come back in here and get a win.
Jason Jones.
Hey, how you doing, Marvin?
What's
I got a random non-basketball question for you. I talked to one of your professors from Duke, Mark Anthony Neal, and he's talked about the classes he teaches. He taught with Night Wonder and the guy, how you guys were all in there. Just first, what was that experience for you guys having a class like that talked about not about Black history, Black culture in a different way than you probably had when you were in high school?
That was great. I love that. That was one of my favorite classes. Probably my favorite class while I was there. Just because the environment in that class was a big class. It was, you had a lot of people that you knew in there, and it was just the stuff that we were learning that I knew about some of it, but it was the other stuff that I had no idea about and that I learned about. Even I love music, so even learning about the history of Prince and Michael Jackson and just going way deep into that. That time and around there, just learning about what was going on and those times. It was that was very interesting for me. So that was one of my favorite classes while I was there. Professor Neal was a great professor. So I loved it.
And you went to college. Everyone pretty much knew you'd probably be a one and done type guy. Just how did that shape the classes you took and what you were trying to get while you were in college, and then continue your education, as a pro and continue to learn the things that you were learning about?
I mean, we had a professor, a guy that helped us pick our classes. So, I was still taking, normal classes that, freshmen, were supposed to take. But the classes that I did get to pick, I wanted to pick something that I relate to, that I actually enjoy, and music is obviously one thing that I can relate to and enjoy off the court. So I chose those music classes, the history of Michael Jackson and Prince class, just stuff like that where I wanted to learn more about it, and just kind of learn stuff that I didn't know about, something else that I love to do. So it was great, man. I'm happy I went through those classes and learned what I learned.
Hey, Marvin, we're coming up on the quarter pole of the season. I mean, after you play this game, you'll play 18 of the 72. I'm just curious, how much do you guys look at the standings? I mean, things are different this year because at the outset, hey, if we're just in the top 10, we get to keep playing beyond, the regular season. That's the ultimate goal, obviously. How much do you guys pay attention to that? And how much do you pay attention to other games in the league and other teams in general and what they're going through, whether it's postponed games, sitting out, players playing well? How much credence do you give that?
Like you said, the last part, I didn't hear the last part.
I said, how much credence do you give that? How much do you pay attention to all of that?
I mean, we everybody knows a lot. Everything is on social media now, so it's like it's kind of hard to miss. Postponed games and stuff like that. A couple of the Memphis games. That's how I found out that we weren't going to play off of social media. So, it's everybody pays attention to it, but as far as the standards and stuff, me personally, I don't pay attention to where we're at. I just try to take every game, game by game, and win every single game that we go out there and play, and then eventually we'll get to where we want to be. But as far as keep looking at where we're at and looking at how other teams are doing, you obviously watch basketball and watch other games, but as far as the standings, I don't really. Me personally, I try not to get too caught up in that because every game matters. And that's what my mindset coming into every single game is win this game and keep adding those on to each other, and we'll be to where we want to be.
To a certain degree, you guys have the same kind of, I guess, disadvantage of not having the full training camp and everything else. What would you say your personal progress level is, specifically on the defensive end of the court from maybe the start of the season, as in like the regular season opener, to now, and how comfortable you feel?
Man, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing, basketball, just, letting it come natural. I feel like in the beginning of the season, I was thinking too much about certain things and just not being myself, as far as playing and just letting the game come naturally to me and just having fun with it. I think I've been doing that the last, few games, well, more than a few games, but the last games I've been doing that. It's just going out, playing, having fun, controlling what I can control and not caring what else happens. Just giving, all I got every time I step on the floor and just being satisfied, knowing that I gave everything that I had, and that's really all I can do. So that's my mindset coming into, all of these games the rest of the way. Just whenever my number's called, be ready to go, give it all I got, and be able to look myself in the mirror after the game knowing that I did that. So that's just how I'm approaching these games.
James Ham.
Hey, Marv, last season, you played 13 games, which is rough, but it was more about the way that you missed games. You played one game and then you missed a stretch and you got 8 games. How nice is it to finally get on the court and have a stretch of games here where you can actually kind of get comfortable and start to build on something with each game?
Honestly, I'm just focused on this season, man. Just doing whatever I can to stay on the court, man. That's really, I'm not really thinking about, last season. But just being able to be there for my team, just available. That's something that I wanted to do, and I did everything I could in the offseason to make sure I was ready for that. And I feel like I'm feeling good. God's been protecting me. He got his arms of protection around me every time I step out on the floor, and that's what I pray before every game, just to go out there and play and do what I can to help the team win. And if I make it out healthy, it's a blessing. So I'm just going out there and, like I said, playing my hardest and controlling what I can control. Obviously injuries are something that I can't control. I don't go out saying I'm gonna get hurt this game. So I just go out and play hard as I possibly can, and if I make it out healthy, man, I just thank God after every game when I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning.
You talk about protection on the court, and we actually in post game last night we got a little protection of you by one of your teammates. Buddy definitely said, "Hey, let's lay off Marvin and let him grow. He's only 21." How much do you need that, like just to let things come to you, but also to have your teammates have your back and let your sort of you figure out who you're going to be as a player?
That's big, man. That's that's big to know that and to have teammates that just trust you. That's a big thing for me. I never really listened to what other people were saying outside. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because they're not in this position to wake up every morning and go to practice and do this job and be in the shoes that I'm in. So whatever they say doesn't affect me. It's just about locking in every single day, coming in and making sure that whenever I step on the court or whenever I'm in the facility, I'm doing something that can get me better. Whether it's film, lifting, just shooting, practice, whatever it is, games. I got to get better every day, and that's my mindset. And I just lock in on that.
G-Man.
Marvin, I love the work ethic and I love your dedication to wanting to be better. We're seeing significant gains on the defensive end. And I'm just curious about you've been drawing charges on almost a game-by-game basis. How satisfying is that to you when you stop somebody from attacking the rim and you draw the charge?
That's very satisfying. That's like I said, that's the thing that will help us win. That will, put our team in a good position to win games, especially down the stretch. So I'm just putting my body there and just taking it for the team, man. And whatever happens after that, it happens. But just making sure I'm in the right spots and doing whatever I can to give us an edge, whatever edge we need, whether that's charges, whatever it is, rebound, whatever it is, blocks, whatever I got to do to help the team have that edge to win these games, I'm willing to do.
You mentioned rebounds last night in the first half. We were getting beat up. They were getting second chance opportunities. And then all of a sudden you came to life on the boards. I think you ended up with 8 offensive rebounds on the night. Again, that must give you a pretty good feeling when you can make that kind of a contribution.
Absolutely. That's something that I've always been able to do. You go back, led the ACC in rebounds. It's the toughest league in college basketball. Leading that, going back to high school, I've always been a rebound. It's something that I've always been, comfortable doing and I have, a talent at. So to come in and to use it and help the team in that aspect of the game is big time. Not only for me, but for the team. So I've just got to keep continuing to build on it and continuing to, keep pushing.
Thanks.
Tony, you good? All right.
I'm good. I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Marvin, back to that non-basketball question, because I wonder about your generation, Generation Z, and, your thoughts about music and particularly Prince. I know, De'Aaron, he spoke about listening to classical music, but, Prince played about 30 different instruments in his time when he was here on this earth. But what do you know about Prince and the Minneapolis sound?
Say it again.
What do you know about Prince and the Minneapolis sound?
Man, I don't know too much. But I'm still learning about that. But stuff that I did learn was, about how he got his master's back and stuff like that. To where, I didn't really understand the whole idea of owning your masters and owning, this and owning that back then, especially. So that was the biggest thing I took away from Prince, is how he, his masters and getting that back, how he had to go through such a hard time, and Michael, going through a hard time to get those back and owning those. And that was the biggest thing about, owning your own masters and all of that. So it was that's probably, I don't know too much about the Minneapolis sound and all of that, but I know about the Masters, and that was my biggest takeaway from that class.
Okay, so it was basically you were learning about the business side of the music business, right?
Yeah, it was mostly that type of stuff, and just how the music industry was. How, like I said, how it was such a hard thing to get to own those things, and how hard they had to fight for them. So it was that was interesting to me when I was in those classes learning that.
All right, Marvin, good to go. Appreciate you.
You good?
Yep, good.
All right, appreciate y'all.